Good morning from a West Cork Wonder studio, aka the caravan. What you might notice here is that I'm speaking to you rather than the video playing. The reason for this is if you look at the video, I have just started to lift some of the corrugated roofing with my father. Now, I'm just going to throw this in here. We've been very safe on the site, but accidents do happen, and this is the first main accident, bar, let's say, a couple of ankle twists. Lifting the corrugation, it's actually the heavier corrugation rather than the light stuff, so it took a few people to lift it. As it was a dry day, there was water in between the layers, and well, it slipped in my hand and it badly lacerated my hand. I ran off to do some first aid. I had some paper stitches, I had some bandages, and I had some super glue, the super glue spray. And I kind of covered it up as best I could. You see, my parents were here and they were to help us, and myself and Claire can't really do this on our own, so, you know, just because I got an injury, it meant I couldn't really stop the work. So it was not ideal. I ended up putting 2 bandages on, and I also put 2 gloves on, and I managed to carry out through the day. But just want to shout out, you're doing this sort of work yourself, you kind of feel like you're I wouldn't necessarily say invincible, but you go so long without an injury, you kind of feel like nothing's going to happen, and it's the simplest, stupidest thing that is going to get you. Now, this injury, I don't think I talk about it much, but this injury plagued me for weeks, because every time I lifted something, it just opened up the cut in the palm of my hand. Touch wood, to date, that's the worst injury, and hopefully I won't get any more. And let's get back on with the video. Catch you later. Claire's just gone. Oh, shit. Whew. Let me give you a look at how we're working. Oh, and then she just appears. Okay. So, you've seen us get the roof from our little depot. We carry it up, we hoof it up to this platform, and then we chuck it up here. And I made this little sled which goes over the bottom batten, and my guide, like this. There's a tiny lip right there. So we slide the roof so it's touching here, and then we push the sled and we can get it to the end. I made a bit of a mistake, but one of the things we wanted to do is get this perfectly straight. So I put a bunch of 2x6s here and I tied them off with some spacers to make, I think I was looking for 3 centimeters or 30 mil. However, as you can see, I wanted 3 centimeters from the base. This is 3 centimeters from, well, the top. So it's only about, or the top is hitting it really. So I'm only getting about 1.5 centimeters overhang. So I'm not sure what we're going to do with the fascia, but we push it up with the sled anyway. We're getting a perfect line the whole way down. The screws, they're self-tapping screws, but we had difficulty getting them in, so we used a drill here. So we have a little drill here, and we have this for the tech set. We're just throwing them in, and I stopped doing the top because I want to do that with the ridge when we're done. So we still have a layer to go at the very top, but I'll do that from the back so I can be a bit more accurate. And that's it. That's worked pretty good up till now. We're going to get one more up here. We don't need to push it, and then we need to figure out some way how to get it out here, but cross that bridge when we get to it. Throw back in time lapse now. Good evening from a cloudy West Cork. Not sure whether I'll include this one, but just as it starts to rain. I'll give you an update. The last few time lapses you will have seen, we'd have been putting the front of the roof on. As you can see now, it is on. We have a little bit there. I'm not sure if the gable fascia will cover it, so we leave that to the last and see if we have any offcuts. I didn't take many videos, as truthfully with all the projects I've looked at for the last 2 years doing the roof, probably the one that kind of concerned us the most. You know, we're very new to everything, as in we've not done it all before, and it's grand to learn how to do certain jobs. It's a different story when you're kind of 5 or 6 meters up trying to learn to do certain jobs. We took a reasonable amount of care with the ladders, the scaffolding. This amazing scaffolding was given to me by my father. He didn't like the idea of us using the other stuff, and truthfully it is amazing. We'll definitely be using a lot more of that in the coming projects. And the rope was a really good idea, so we're happy enough with our approach. We got into a nice system to put up the sheets We had to change to a roof ladder. Unfortunately, we didn't get footage of that, but Claire put up the last 2 sheets with a roof ladder over the top. We had a few hiccups. Overall, we're happy, and because it was actually so stressful, I just wasn't inclined to record some videos. Also, the weather is closing in, the evenings are closing in. You'll probably see this in about 6 weeks. It's kids are just gone back to school now, and we do feel a little bit more of a pressure to get stuff done in the evenings. You know, we got to be wrapping up by about 8, and we start work at about between 4 and 5 when we finish our real jobs, and we don't really have a lot of time. We do a little bit, and then all of a sudden we got to be tidying up. So we feel the pressure in terms of getting this house ready. We really would like bedrooms for the kids so they can study. Kira's in college and Ashton is doing his junior cert this year, and we want to give them their own space from the caravan. We also want kind of a living space where when the evenings are getting cold, we can kind of be comfortable and cook. So we do feel a bit of pressure. The roof was an awful lot of pressure, and we weren't terribly keen to record. I think we'll still do time lapses, but maybe we just won't talk to you so much. But anyway, we have the front done. We're happy with that, and this weekend we are going to start on the back. Nothing has been done on the back. I'll give you a little peek, except I think you saw I put in the Velux windows. So we got one there in Ashton's ensuite and one there in Kira's ensuite. So I think it'll be easy to put them up, because if we start here in the field, we have a pretty straight run to kind of start to slide them up. It'll be complicated to cut out around the windows for sure, but I'm expecting that this won't be that problematic or as stressful as the front. The only thing that I have to do is continue this gable all the way down to our top plate. So this is really just a fascia. It's a bit of trim that we're going to overlap our red kind of fascia. We put the roof on top and we have the red fascia. It'll just attach to this. I don't know what size that is, like 3x2 or something. Yeah, so we just built that on the outside of the wall. Obviously the wall has stopped. I don't want to have a wall here. Basically, the end of our house wall is going to come this way, and we're going to have 2 different roofs coming in at different angles. So I just need to finish off at least this rafter down to here, and I need to, yeah, just get it prepped really to put the sheets up. And clearly I don't know exactly what I'm going to do, but I have a measuring tape and I'm going to try and figure something out. I've had quite a few weeks of kind of long evenings, so we're taking smaller jobs. This job is only going to take, I would say, an hour or 2, and I think there's rain coming. Yeah, I can actually see it now. Shoot, maybe I won't even get started, but anyway, I'll just do a little bit, maybe do some planning until the rain comes, and then I'll wrap up for the evening. So my goal, what is it tonight? It's Wednesday. By Saturday we want to be in a position to put at least 1 or 2 sheets up on the back of the building. So I'm gonna put you on time lapse and you can have a look. I don't think it'll be very exciting. That's another thing, that we got our first negative comment on YouTube. I think it's episode 18 maybe, with Claire doing the piggery. Apparently we're quite boring, which is lovely to hear. Thank you very much to the poster. So that was our first negative, and Claire was a little bit disappointed in that, because we don't ask you to subscribe or like or anything like this. We're doing our work and we're documenting it and we're putting it out there, and watch it if you want to. If you don't. But we had been preparing for some negative feedback, and I suppose that's the start of it now. Yeah, we'll continue. We just need to find our momentum again. I think realistically we need to finish the roof, and then we can take a break. Maybe we've had 2 days off since we started, but maybe it's time to take a weekend off at least and go away somewhere, do something. But yeah, that's just a quick update. For the time being now, let me get out the measuring tape and figure out how I'm gonna build this wall. I will catch you later. Oh my god, I wasn't recording anything. Claire, you give the update. Let's say it again.
Oh shitballs. I'm not looking good. Hi. Okay, so it's Friday afternoon. From this angle, it looks beautiful. Really sunny. But it's actually been raining all kind of on and off all day. Look at the water here in the ground. Like huge heat when the sun is out, but then just downpours out of nowhere. So yeah, needless to say, the washing is sodden and staying there. But anyway, last night we went up and finished the ridge on the top of the roof, which was really difficult because it's not a straight roof. I'll show you from here, but we did it as best we can, and I think it looks great. There was a lot of huffing and puffing from Rob, but no, it's good and it's up, and that means that this side is finished. Obviously there are the sides to just complete and whatever, and also this big piece of length of wood at the front can come down now, and we can put it at the back ready for doing the back. So what we're going to do now, just to get ready, hoping and praying tomorrow and Sunday are good so we can get the back roof finished. But before we do that, we must just finish off. There's a few pieces on either side, like here you can see there's a piece that needs to go on here to just follow through down to the wall, and at the other end also. So we're just going to do those, and then we're going to bring up the long pieces. Did you say 6 meter, Rob?
For what? For the front?
Well, no, the backs aren't 6.
It's 11 meters.
Yeah, there are 11 meters, and there's 11 panels, or 10 panels.
There are
11, I
11
think.
panels.
11
Each
panels.
panel is 1 meter 20.
And we're going to just see about maybe putting them maybe just here in the field, because then we hope to somehow, if we can move the, well, when we move the wood that the panels are coming down to on the front, we're going to replace it here at the back, and then we are going to do exactly what we did at the front but on the back. We're going to put the panels here in the field where it's nice and clean and nobody walks around, and it's just soft grass, and they should be fine. Get them out of the yard, as my daughter almost rolled over one last night, and needless to say there was fireworks. And anyway, and then we are ready to go, and we'll try and get one up here this evening. That will give us great confidence then for tomorrow, if we could even just get one placed. We've also obviously got 2 windows to work the panels around, so it might be a case of putting one up. The next one then has to be measured, and the window has to be cut out on the ground before we put it up, and all of this and blah 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 blah. But anyway, hopefully we'll have a day like this tomorrow. It's meant to be a really good weekend, so yeah, and we'll see how it goes. So I'll just leave this on time lapse now, and you can see I was just finishing off the last couple of pieces of the roof and bringing the panels around. Okay.
Good morning from a glorious West Cork. It's what is it? It's first or second week of September, and as seems to be the case every year in Ireland, we've just started our Indian summer. The weather is perfect to help us, give us a bit of motivation to finish off our roof. As we can see, up on top is pretty much done. When I complete the back, we're going to tackle the sides. We're going to fill in gaps that we have up there, and then we're going to place a fascia on top, and we're going to whitewash this. It's never been whitewashed before, but we want to whitewash it before we put on the roof. And this space is in the bedroom. We didn't get too bad yesterday in terms of progress. Maybe it looks like it was a little bit slow, but we spent a lot of time figuring out a system that would work for us. We have the rest of our panels laid out on the grass. We had a little deviation on the top of the ridge at this corner, so there was a lot of fine-tuning to try and correct that and make sure we had enough length for the gutter at the end. All of these panels are all cut to size, and I sized them before I finished the house, so as I was building the house I was trying to align them. We're a bit slow starting today because there's a lot of dew on the roof. It's kind of burning off now, so we should be good to go up and put up another few panels. We were a little bit slow also yesterday because we had to cut out around our first velux, and again all of these panels were cut to measurement, and I wasn't planning on veluxes. We had to see how much space was left at the top to drop the top part of that panel down and see if we could maybe push up the bottom panel. And with the flashing, I think it worked out pretty good, so I think we're safe on that side. We're going to throw up another 4 or 5 panels today. Hopefully we're only doing a half day today, and then tomorrow we might do another 2, and maybe on Tuesday we might finish, and the roof should be done. That would be a very joyous occasion indeed, because then we'll be back to being watertight. We can slow down a little bit and finish off the kitchen down here, knock the walls, level the floor, pour the subfloor, frame the walls, and just get the cutouts ready for the windows, because that's our next most important timeline, is the windows. So the roof was our main timeline really, because we had to get that done by the summer. It's been a tough old slog now. It's over a month we've been at this, maybe even 6 weeks, since we started to take off the slates or to start build the wall back here, to find the, you know, the correct height that's going to take our 6.3 meter roof. So yeah, tough all going. We got it done, but now our next timeline is the windows, and we've ordered half of our windows. They should be here within a few weeks, so we really kind of need to hustle on that. And then we've another half of the windows ordered, which that's going to be another 4-5 weeks, so I think we're okay with that. But yeah, that's where we're standing at the moment. It's tough. It's Sunday morning. We've had 1 day off since we started this. We're going to do a half day today. We're going to take the kids to the beach later. As I say, Indian summer. It's all very nice here. And Claire picked up a couple of new additions to the family. And at the moment, what are you doing, Claire? You're building a house for other people.
Yeah.
I would try to build them side by side.
Yeah, no, I'm coming to that side now.
But if you bring it up like that, you've dragged it diagonally, and it might be hard to pull that across.
Alright.
So do one staple on each side. But what are you doing, Claire? What is this?
Yeah, so we have a new cat, a rescue cat. We needed, not the Toffee has been put into retirement or anything, but the salvaged chair. She's very happy to have it. This is only temporary. Like, we're going to move that chair back into the house, so that'll be Toffee's chair. But anyway, Toffee needed some help because she catches easily a mouse or rat most days. So we figured we needed to get her a few new recruits. So we picked up, a friend of mine at work had a rescue cat that was pregnant with kittens. So we've taken the cat and she has 2 kittens. Unfortunately they couldn't catch the last one. But I have heard since that the last one is on its way. And
on its way here?
Well, we're not sure yet. It'll either be coming here or it'll be going to some new house. But yes, Tom. And
not impressed with this new cat
We'll
talk.
have to train them up, and so I'll take you in to see the new kittens in a second. But this is the kittens, the cat at the moment I have to keep in because otherwise she'll try to return to where she came from, which is quite far away from here. So I have to keep her in for a week. But it's so hot here today that the horse box is a bit hot. I can't open the little windows are all open. There's 3 little windows and I can't open the back top bit or she'll be out. So I'm going to wedge this into the door so at least they can look out at the nice green grass. And next week they'll be out. So once I've done this, I'll take you over and show you the kittens. Okay, it's afternoon now on a Sunday, and we are in the process of trying to get these sheets behind me up on the roof, which is here. We've just put one up. It's just tricky. You can get them up, but it's just tricky to kind of make sure that they're all aligned. We've one that sort of we're a little worried about, but anyway, look, we're just going to keep going. The last one went up really well, so we're a bit more positive about it now, and it's the first time that me and Rob have been doing it without any other help. So we kind of have a system now. So fingers crossed that we can just get the rest of these up. Sorry. These. Well, another couple up anyway, and we see how we go. It is ridiculously hot. What is it? September the 3rd, and there isn't a cloud up there. Well, very few. It's stupid hot. Rob says it's 27 degrees. Yeah, probably is. Kids are lounging around because it's so hot. They want to go to the beach later. Pressure's on to get the roof on. It's all go. Animals are cooling in the shade. Dog can't stand the heat. So yeah, we're all, it's funny. We moaned about the fact that we couldn't do the roof when it was raining, and now we're moaning because it's too hot. But anyway, we'll get there, and I'm going to put the rest now on a time lapse so you can see us getting those last bits up. Okay.
we're coming towards the end of our roof update. We're hoping there's 2 days left. Oh, my face is very sunburned. I got a lot of sun. And we've come across a swarm of bees that are trying to get into the attic. Well, they're actually trying to get in this old chimney because we don't use it anymore. Trying to smoke them out. Ugh. That's cardboard. That's great, thanks. Don't worry, Ash.
From Ash showed me outside.
Really?
Yeah, right at the top of the apex.
Yeah. So when I came in a few minutes ago, there was about 20 of them here.
Right.
Oh yeah, well there's about 10 now up there. Trying to get out the window. But they are coming up the apex. So I think maybe they're in the chimney. So if I throw one of these into the apex, I might get rid of them, do you think?
How are you going to do that?
I just have to climb up and horse it in. I don't know how I'm going to reach actually, it's very high up.
You'd be better to do it from this side and just literally put it there.
Battle has commenced. I have the little Amazon cardboard box giving us a smoke bomb there.
They can't get out, Rob.
But they're all trying to get out here.
Yeah?
They're all trying to get out. Well, this is like my 5th attempt.
Well done.
All I do now,
Open it up.
I can't hold the phone. Can you do one? Get these boys out. Freedom, ma pretties. Be gone. Oh fuck. Here, can you just really stuck up right like that? They're all still hanging on in there. Like, I left this place, I don't want to go. Ah. Are we good? Are you all gone, boys? There we go.
Jesus, Rob. What did you do that on?
Right. Now, purposefully, Claire, I've closed all the windows.
Yeah.
Is there another 1 or 2 snake effectors here?
Yeah, but there's no chimney to climb into.
Yeah, but they're gonna report back home to the buddies.
Is that chimney open? Shit, we should have probably blocked it up.
It is kind of blocked up.
All right, so we're just a few from the end here now, and we have to come down and measure to go around this Velux. So we've just measured, and now we're going to take the wood up with us to the panels and cut out what we need to take out, but we have to half it, then cut out the window size.
Shall we move it here, because the grass seems to be a bit flatter.
Well, they're all the same, I'd say. So I'll just put you down here and you can see how we're going to do it.
No, I'll bring it along. You can explain the nibbler.
Okay.
It's always fun and games.
This is where we're going to make the cut. We sort of have with us a few bits and pieces that we carry around when we're going to do this. This is a nibbler, which is for cutting the as the dog walks across and scratches the fecking tin. Anyway, this is called a nibbler. It's an absolute godsend, courtesy of Arnold Schwarzenegger, if you haven't seen the ad. When we were making when you seen us making the pump house, we were using a reciprocating saw with a metal blade, and it was just a nightmare because it would just pull the metal everywhere, and it's just so unpredictable, really. So this, when we saw one of these in Lidl in Bantry, we snapped it up. This is actually the second one. We had a slight problem with the first one, but we won't go into that. Okay, right, Rob, ready? Oh yeah, so then, sorry, my pencil, of course. Actually, Rob's dad's pencil. The measurements that we have to cut for the dog, and this paint just happens to be pretty much this right sort of colour. So this was from the Drinna Co-op in Bantry, and they just happen to have this colour, which is great. I found it hard to find that. Even online I couldn't see it. So when I saw this little, you can get it, but it's in like 2 litre tins and more. I suppose for when they're painting massive outbuildings like what we have behind us here, because all of these were painted red and green and all sorts. So they sell it in massive tins. So when we found this little one, we were delighted. I'll show you what we're going to do that afterwards. We're going to just paint up the edges after we've cut them. Okay, so I was just holding this, hoping that you saw us cut this out with this amazing tool called a nibbler, but I'm not sure now if I recorded it or not. But we just noticed what comes off the nibbler when you're cutting it. They're like tiny little half-moon shavings of metal. Very cool. Somebody now who's artistic could do something good with them. Anyway, okay, so now I'm just going to paint it up.
Well, it's a brilliant cut.
Yeah, they're so straight.
Using corrugation,
and definitely if you're using corrugation or any kind of a metal sheeting, it's really good for cutting through. So I'm just going to paint it now. Coming over to get me paint.
And what other projects can we use it for, Claire? Good question, Rob.
Well, it'll be used for my garden beds, and don't know what else. We'll see. Putting this on, it's a bit messy, but I'm going to wipe it afterwards because this brush is a bit big. But anyway, get the idea.
Oh, Claire, you cut it upside down.
What?
Joking.
No, but I didn't cut it.
Good one.
So, yeah, we found that a lot of the Parkside tools from Lidl have become really quite handy. We had a lot of Bosch tools.
You still do?
Apart from Rob's DeWalt few bits. We were using a Bosch a lot. However, there was nothing really that was brilliant, but the Parkside have such a big range of tools by the time this goes out now, this is summertime, but I'm sure they'll continue to keep it stocked up, but there might be different things come in by the time. Oh no, I've just got it on my shorts. Oh,
well, that's what happens when you
anyway, there you are. So that's it painted up.
I thought the last time we used the cotton bud in the paint.
Yeah, we did, but anyway. Okay, right. So that's that. So now we're going to get up. So I'll put you back on time lapse to watch us getting on the roof. Okay.
Good evening, folks. Welcome back. Last night we ran out of light when we were trying to put up this these last few sheets. We added these Veluxes as an afterthought. Originally this was meant to be a straight roof panel. So the manufacturer we bought these off, they actually could have cut it for us and given us a decent overlap where the Velux was, but as we added them later, we have to give ourselves our own overlap. That means taking we have to cut in the middle here. It means taking a very little bit from the top and a very little bit from the bottom to make it watertight in the middle. So that was close last night, and we had to try and think up a few ways, think outside the box and how we're going to make it work, but we made it work in the end. And by the time we finished, or by the time I was putting in the last screws on the top, it was quite dark. So we have two more panels left. The first one needs to be cut around the Velux. I think that'll be straightforward enough. The last one then will be difficult, because I typically put the panel up on one side and then I stand on the opposite, use the ladder, go up and secure it. So I think when I put the final one on, I'm going to have to try to maybe get a ladder at the side. I have a roof ladder. My roof ladder is 4.5 meters long. We can hook that over the top, but this whole surface is 6 meters, so I'm not sure if that'll work. It might work, we'll have to see. But definitely, if I can cut this okay, I'll go up and take measurements now. If I can cut this okay, we should be okay with this side. The weather is still gorgeous here in West Cork. We have this very weird Sahara rain. So this dusty rain is coming down. It's coating everything. I wonder if we can see it up here. We haven't had it today. We had a fair bit of the rain last night. You can see it. This is coming from North Africa. So hopefully I should be able to get the last two up before the rain comes. Not that there's a problem with being waterproof, because it is waterproof with the membrane. It's just it's a bit slippery, the membrane, when it's wet. So not a hugely busy day. I mean, I just finished work about half an hour ago. I just finished off the edit. It's encoding now. I think these will come out maybe sometime around November. I have 500 videos that I need to get through and edit. There's probably about 20 videos per upload to YouTube, so there's probably about 20 uploads to YouTube, one a week. That's what, that's 4 or 5 months maybe. So between 3 and 4 months time. Gosh, it sounds far. Anyway, between 3 and 4 months you should be seeing this. Maybe it'll be something interesting to watch during winter. Anyway, I'm going to throw it on time lapse and crack on. I'll catch you guys later. Okie dokie. First off, let me give you a little tour of my roof. It's red, it's metal, it's lovely, it's functional, it's easy to install, or so I was led to believe. Okay, there's the other side. Now, if I was down there a bit, just in between those trees, you can see Cape Clear Island. Can't quite see it from here, but straight out there you can see the islands where we went a couple of weeks ago. It's a very beautiful place here. Let me show you the other side. God damn, this is a terrible view as well. The tree's in the way. It's an elderflower tree. It's gorgeous. We got a lot of wine and cordial from there, and beautiful sunsets from over here. You see a lot of the sun setting over that mountain in between our trees. It's a nice setting. I feel we were very lucky to find this house, and we were very lucky to be able to afford it, and we've been very lucky to design and build it in such a way that we can do a lot of it ourselves. How are we going to do this? So our other roof is going to come along here, exactly the same. That was 348. Okay. And then for this roof panel, see all this crazy dust stuff from the Sahara. Okay, so for this roof panel, we are talking about, let's go 40 centimeters, roughly from the middle in there, about there, 40 centimeters. 40 centimeters should cut us off from here, and we went 95, I think, the last time. There was a 96. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. We went 96. I mean, Claire wrote this down. Does that look like a 96? 78.5 was coming in. Okay. I like to draw just a sketch. So here we have 40, down we have 96, I believe. And the only other one, this 348, which I imagine is correct. And I'll show you how I measure that. Okay. So we just take the measuring tape, pop it down one of these channels, click it on the end, slide it up to the top. We have 347.5. 348 sounds right. Probably when we used the nibbler, just took off a little bit extra. What you think of my ocean pattern? I mean, if I wanted to be perfect, I would have used a chalk line. And you know what? I have a red chalk line, and I specifically bought blue chalk and a new line to do this. But we're using 2x4s, so it doesn't really matter where it goes. And you only notice it when you're up at this level. You know, like if you look down there, it looks fairly straight. And when we're standing on the ground, these look straight. So my philosophy is, if you're going to pay someone to do it, get them to do it right. If you're going to do it yourself, just get it done. Maybe that'll backfire if I ever sell this place, but honestly, I don't plan to sell this place. Can't sell it for 10 years anyway without repaying the grant. But it's going to be our family home for a long time. Fingers crossed. Yo! Coming! Been a long day. Myself and Rob have COVID. I'd say Rob had a couple of days before me. He's been feeling pretty rough. But one of the nicest things about living here is I just left our neighbour know, obviously, because she pops in a lot, and she, within an hour, she was writing back, check your gate, I've left something there for you. This happens quite a lot, and just the generosity of neighbours and having neighbours like that, where, you know, she leaves us stuff regularly, most weeks at the gate, and it's just so lovely, and so lovely to see, you know, when I have a cooker and when I'm back to scratch in a kitchen, we'll start doing the same thing. But at the moment we can't do a lot, and she knows that too. So let's go and see what's at the gate. Some vegetables, tomatoes, and this looks like rum. Make a hot rum is what it says. Lovely. So it's little things like that that are just so, you know, you walk up to the end of our lane on the top, and this is what you find, and it's just regularly this occurs, and it's just so lovely. And I suppose what I should say is a very special thank you to Mike and Liz,